Live is Week 5, game number 13 of the 2021 NFL season. It is featuring the Buffalo Bills going up against the Tennessee Titans. We are in Tennessee. Well, let us go and see how after
We'll see Ryan Tannehill and the Tennessee Titans taking on Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. By many accounts, one of the most underrated home venues in all of the NFL resides in the heart of Nashville, Tennessee, and that's where we find ourselves at Nissan Stadium. The whole of downtown Nashville likely still reverberating with the sounds of the Titans taking the field a moment ago. They're ready for football as their Titans are set to match up with the Buffalo Bills. Tyler Bass about ready to get us going. And off we go from Nashville. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And they'll get it down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. The Titans set to take over behind their quarterback, Ryan Tannehill.
Not only did Ryan Tannehill resurrect his career in 2019, he may now serve as a blueprint for quarterbacks looking for a second opportunity. He moved from Miami to Tennessee, took over the starting job from Marcus Mariota in Week 7 last year, and wound up leading the NFL in quarterback rating. And the Titans went 8-3 in his 11 starts, snuck into the playoffs, and went to the AFC Championship game. His future is bright in Nashville, and he expects to be the starter there for many years to come.
Now a first carry for Derrick Henry. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. They'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game. So what do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels. Because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. There's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6. A shotgun snap for Tannehill. He's going deep for Brown. And he knocks the ball away and it falls incomplete.
Well, if you have man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there's good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
4th down, so Trevor Daniel on to punt. Andre Roberts is deep for Buffalo. Taking it about the 16. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The Bills make their way out, led by their 30-year quarterback from Wyoming. At 24 years of age, it's Josh Allen.
I think the development of Josh Allen as a starting quarterback in Buffalo has been rapid. We knew he had a big arm coming out of college. People question his accuracy, his decision-making a little bit. I think that continues to improve as well. And the biggest surprise, how well he's used his legs to give him an extra dimension in the running game. And give him credit, his completion percentage last season was up 6 points from the year before. He continues to improve.
Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 33 yards that time.
We always talk about the guy who paid off the play, don't we? A guy who caught it or ran it. But how about the elements that go into making a big play? This one in particular, able to scan the field, pocket held up nicely, what a terrific job by the offensive line. The route well run, and the football right on the money.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Allen now looks to throw. It's Knox, the tight end, making the catch. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Consecutive catches for him. That good for 11.
Brandon, unless my eyes deceive me, I think they found a matchup that they're trying to exploit here, don't you? I mean, that's the second time they've gone to him here on this drive.
Yeah, opening drive. That's a tone setter, right? I think they're going to be looking his way a lot.
Yeah, and I think that the way things are going right now, they like him as a featured receiver. Let's see what kind of adjustments the defense is going to make to try and take that away.
Allen's throw is complete. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6. A gain of 6 there on first.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed. Because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. And he is going to get this close to the first down markers. He's brought down at the Titan 16. That one a first down pickup of 8. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script, you go through your play calling, you go through all the stuff and establish things, and it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. On first down, they stick with Singletary. All the way down inside the 5 to the 4. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives them 1st and goal.
What I enjoyed most about watching Devin Singletary as a rookie, he had a nice campaign, 775 yards on the ground, and a rushing average in the top 5 in the league last year, is that what I saw in college transferred to the NFL. Continued to make the first tackler miss, whether he was in the hole or on the perimeter. I expect him to get to 1,000 yards rushing this season.
1st and goal from just inside the 5. They run here with Singletary. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Buffalo. Taking it in from 40 yards out. And the Bills have taken the early lead. Both sides of the football in sync early. You force the 3 and out, and then you take it down, score points.
You know what that tells me? They saw their game plan really well. Head coach said, listen, we're just going to stop them on 3 and out. We're going to take the ball downfield and score. But he also told them how it was going to happen. They're going to run this. We're going to stop it. Then we're going to take the ball. They won't be able to keep up with us. And they got it done.
Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. And it's 7-0 Buffalo. So the drive there took 6 plays. And it was finished off by a Devin Singletary touchdown run. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And it'll come out to the 25 as Raymond will elect not to bring it out. The Titans coming back onto the field for their second drive. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Now let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offensive move a little bit.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
For the right play, yeah.
That too.
Tannehill and the Titans come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll start with a give to Henry, and he'll be upended at the 20-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. From the gun, here's Tannehill. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Back to throw, Tannehill. And that is incomplete. It was Teron Johnson that time who had that play covered from the start.
2 drives won't tell the story of this game, but you absolutely have to like how this defense has played thus far. They have yet to allow this offense to get on track in this one.
On now is the Titans punter, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Here now, Roberts. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. So here come the Bills out for their 2nd drive. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. And they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
They'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive. On 1st down, they'll start out with Singletary. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. A play fake to Singletary, and now it's Allen. And now he'll tuck it and run. A nice job of eluding the pressure there, scrambling for 11.
Man, defensively, that hurts. They kept him out of his rhythm. They had him hemmed in, but somehow he was able to tuck it away and get away for a gain.
Now the first carry for Zach Moss. And he's taken down at 43, but not before picking up the first. They needed a yard. They got it. 1st down.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And in the next breath, they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up 1st downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
It's important to do, especially early in the game like they have. They'll run on 1st down to Singletary. And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, Their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. And now they'll throw with Allen. Finding Knox there, complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 43. 12 yards there and a first down.
You don't always expect tight ends to be big in terms of run after the catch, but after that play, he joins a growing band of players that's putting that stereotype right on its ear.
So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 43. They'll run out of the gun with Singletary. And he's able to carve out about 6 there, down to the 37.
Well, I think after that run, the defense is getting back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. Now a toss to Singletary running to the left. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. 15 yards on the play. First down. A nice toss play there to the left. More than enough room to move the chains.
And you know what I love about that play as a broadcaster? See the big guys move. See them get upfield and take out defenders. You know what I hated as a defensive back?
What?
That exact same thing. Seeing those linemen coming downfield, getting ready to blot out the sun.
Here's Allen on 1st and 10. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's 2nd down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or it runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. That is caught inside the 5. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Allen on target there. Stephon Diggs, and the Bills will extend their lead.
There's not much that's perfect in football, but that's about as close to it as you're going to get. Score, force a punt, score again.
And both drives were impressive. The opening drive was, that last one was. Now on the other side, though, what's your psyche? You're really behind the 8 ball.
You got to make sure you just hold in there. Survive the early storm, relax a little bit, and try and get back to your game plan. It's way too early for panic.
Here's Bass now for the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. That time a 9-play drive. And it ends in a Buffalo touchdown. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Here's Khalif Raymond to return. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. and make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. The pass there over the middle to start things out. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. 7 yards to pick up on the pitch and catch.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here. If it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Running from the gun with Henry. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
They'll try to run for the first with Henry. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. They get 5 on that one, and it moves the chains. Earlier this half, you were wondering how the defense was going to handle him defensively. Were they going to bottle him up at different levels, so to speak, is what you said. What have you seen so far?
I think they've been absolutely terrific because it feels like on every play, if you were watching this in the film room, when you clicked off the film or stopped it, you would see 11 shirts of that same color right there in the frame trying to tackle it. That's what you're looking for.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Out of the gun, Tannehill. It's brought in by Adam Humphries. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. An 11-yard pickup for the Titans and a first down.
Well, remember, they tried to give him the ball and let him run on the last play, but I think the light bulb went off in their play caller's mind. And this time, they get it to him the more conventional way, and it's much more successful as well.
A first down carry for Henry. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. And despite the good footwork, he'll be hit and dropped shy of the 45.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the field.
He's going deep for Brown. This is caught inside the 15. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. A great pickup there, 35 yards. And obviously the first down to go along with it.
This offense has been slow to get started, but that play will certainly give them a little bit of life. Maybe the late wake-up call that they've been seeking.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Now it's Tannehill. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
A 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. To the air again, Tannehill. And into the end zone for a Tennessee touchdown. Ryan Tannehill with a touchdown pass to A.J. Brown. And the Titans have made this a one-score game.
As the offense went on the field to start their last drive, you know they discussed in the huddle. Hey, if we put one in the end zone here, themselves in a position to start making a comeback.
Now Stephen Gostkowski on for the extra point. And that one makes it 14-7. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And the result in the end, the Titans touchdown. Gostkowski now, after the touchdown, he'll send this one away. This will make it into the end zone, and Roberts choosing not to bring this one out. The Buffalo offense and Devin Singletary heading back out there. He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals. On first down, Allen, quick slant to Brown. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. To the shotgun snap to Allen. It's complete to Brown, right side. Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. From midfield, here's Allen. He'll run it. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one, picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
Well, that was man coverage. So once he decides to run with the football, there's no one to account for him, and he turns it into a nice gain.
Throwing on first down is Allen. Eluding the... And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. The Bills are going to go ahead and use their final timeout, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Second and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. And he'll get this underneath to Singletary. Give him 14 on the play. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. So we've reached halftime with the visiting Bills taking the lead to the locker room. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome, everyone, to this abridged version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. It was a terrific first half from the mobile big man quarterback, Josh Allen. His guys have the lead as we'll hand it back over to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. Bills with the lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Out come the Bills now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They have the lead now. They'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. What I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 for the 26. From the gun, it's Allen. Out to the left, he's got his tight end Knox. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
Let's not quibble about the game there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take what you can get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
An extra defensive back out there for the Titans now here for 3rd down. Operating from the gun. Allen. And he's able to find Diggs. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Just his 2nd catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
Allen now on 1st down. Works right side into the hands of the tight end Knox. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice, easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he could break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Firing quickly is Allen. That's complete. 4 yards on the pickup, and that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard. Could be 4-down territory even if they don't get this, but they need just a few inches here on 3rd. They'll try and run for this with Moss. And he's going to have the 1st down at about the 38. It's a gain of 4 there that gives him a new set of downs.
Well, partner, what do you think? Might have been 4-down territory if they didn't pick it up, but...
Yeah, it's a moot point now. I was curious, so if they didn't get it there, would they have gone for it? I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, we didn't have to make that call, but I have a feeling both of us would have said, go for it.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Allen going to throw. A quick throw going to be caught by Diggs. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. The Bills passing game, getting them down the field. They've got another first down.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll look to run with Moss. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Well, it's apparent the defense understands the situation. They have to keep them out of the end zone here. That's a great start by them. A loss on that play. Can they force them into a field goal attempt and still give their offense an opportunity?
So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal. They'll look to run with Singletary, and he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
And now 3rd and goal coming up, the loss on 2nd down. That just means this crowd's going to get even louder, and they'll get a little bit of extra help from the defenders as they exhort them to join them in the effort.
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. Here's Allen to throw it. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. Sacked there by Jadeveon Clowney. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So it just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Tyler Bass out for the Bills field goal. The kick by Bass is good. And they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the 3rd quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field, but they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
So after knocking through the field goal, here's Bass to kick it away. Khalif Raymond now. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Titans offense gears up for their first possession of the 2nd half. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Tannehill and the Titans come up now 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. And right away, he'll look to throw. Over the middle of Smith. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. And they won't be able to run another play. Time has expired on this third quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Tannehill. It's complete downfield, out left to his running back. And they'll get this well past midfield before they stop just before the 35. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that on your side.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. A shotgun snap for Tannehill. And the Bills are going to get him as he goes down. That was Jordan Poyer, the safety, in for the sack.
How about that? One of the so-called little guys putting the pressure on. That was a strong safety. When I was in college, we often called that a lightning blitz.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Now Tannehill. Pass on left side by Humphries. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. The Titans on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. Now Tannehill. He'll air this one out deep for Davis. They'll take it all the way up near the 30-yard line.
Well, you're trailing, it's the 4th quarter, and you've got to throw the football. But the defense does this too. So they're just going to sit back, bring in an extra defensive back or two, the old nickel or dime strategy, Brandon, and wait for you to put that bad boy up for grabs. And this one winds up being intercepted.
Buffalo's set to get the football back here. They have to like the position that they are in. 4th quarter, 2-score lead, and now the ball back after the INT. Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. So after the INT, it's Allen. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. The former number 1 overall pick, Jadeveon Clowney. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14.
Was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14. Allen finding Knox there, complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards to pick up there.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
You have confidence with a lead to throw it here in the 4th, and boom, he's on the money.
And you don't have to tuck your head in and take it like turtle at this point. You just go ahead and play.
First down, and they're going to throw with Allen. Steps away. They'll try and run it. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 41. Now Allen going to give it to Moss. They'll fight forward for a couple down inside the 40.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on his faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down the game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
On 2nd down, here's a run with Singletary. And they get 4 here down to the 35-yard line. Two minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. He may try and run for this. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 25-yard line. And quickly we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Singletary here running out of the gun. I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop, 1:50 left in the football game. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Singletary again. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Now the Titans will use their 3rd and final timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. We'll see if the defense wants to stop it as they take the lead. On 2nd down now. Singletary and Powell running here down to the 6-yard line. 7 yards on the carry, make it 3rd and 4 coming up. Lots of praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called, they are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
Allen down to a knee, and that should just about do it.
Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right? Just us against the world and get it done. How happy are they?
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something. And they did in this one. So it's a victory here for the Buffalo Bills. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half, the adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did. And you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it's just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So that'll do it for us, for my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. With that, we sign off from Nashville.
They have the Bills winners of the Titans 17-7 from the industry. I'll be back tomorrow with the live stream. I don't know how much I'm going to do, but we'll see. So please like and subscribe, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Have a good day.